this evening. Elections are very important things, and unfortunately in our society right now, we're not seeing enough interest in elected officials and the process going through there, so it really does mean a great deal, and it speaks tremendously for each and every one of you who are sitting here this evening. So with further ado, the 2013 Meet the Candidates evening. We have two elections this evening that are contested. The mayor and the village trustees. For the mayor, we have two who are running for the office, and that is Mr. Mark Allen and Mr. Don Gorman. The village trustees, we have three positions that are available, and there are 5 individuals who are here this evening and running. Meredith Booker, Cheryl Carter, Bart Cumming, Matthew Fuller, and Andrea Pendleton. The additional offices that are up for election but not being contested, we have the village clerk, Shauna Musselman, the library trustee. There are 2 positions that are open, William Bradley and Thomas Horstman, and unexpired term of Ann Lockhart. On the school board, we have 3 positions that are available and 3 running, Michael Cassie, Mike Hulse, and Robbie Matheson. For Richwood supervisor, there is 1 position that is open, Michael Phelan. Clerk, James Mansfield. Collector, Barbara Firkin. And the trustee, we have 4 positions available and 4 running on the ticket. Earl Carter, R. Don Firkin, J. Greg Fletcher, and Robert Favorite. So at this juncture, we'd like to turn things over to our moderators. Our 2 moderators this evening are Ms. Tanya Kuntz from Peoria Public Radio and Mr. H. Wayne Wilson from WTVP. So the moderators will be leading the questions this evening, and thank you very much for being here.
Thank you, Adam, and congratulations on being elected president of the Peoria Heights Chamber. We welcome all of you. Thank you for taking an interest in the political future of Peoria Heights. And we want to say thank you to Mary Beth for helping to coordinate this. And one little note. We've been messing around about the freezing mark all day today. The winds are making it feel even colder. A year ago, 82 degrees. Just want to make it feel good. Tanya is going to go over the format for this evening. As Adam mentioned, we will be taking questions for only the village trustees and for the mayoral race.
We will begin with the village trustees. We will take them in alphabetical order, not the order they appear on the ballot. It will be alphabetical order. We will rotate through in alphabetical order who starts. And they'll have 2 minutes to answer each question. If the candidates want a rebuttal, and only if the candidates seek a rebuttal, 30 seconds. Each candidate will have 30 seconds for that.
If the candidates for the trustees race could come up, please, and have a seat up here, and sit alphabetically from there to here.
Can you guys hear us okay? You guys back there?
You must be here.
Take a while to figure this out.
A, B, C. I don't know.
Back a little bit. Yeah.
Are we in alphabetical order? Okay, Meredith, okay. All right, great. Thank you all. Well, the first question, we'll start with Meredith. Come this way, and we will allow a rebuttal if you so choose. And then the second question, we'll start here, and Meredith will go last, and then the third question, fourth question, etc.
Okay, so the first question is a 2-part question. Do you support and would you continue the 24/7 ambulance service? That's part 1. And would you continue supervision under the police department, or would you support its return to the fire department? I will reread
Go ahead and read that again if you
Okay,
would,
all right,
please.
all right. So, do a little double duties. Reporter and moderator. Okay, do you support and would you continue the 24/7 ambulance service? That's one. And would you continue supervision under the police department, or would you support its return to the fire department?
Well, I would support the 24/7 for the fire department. To be honest with you, my father, he's a retired firefighter. So I have a soft heart for firefighters and police officers as well as veterans. So I would support that. And as far as the police, you know, I would probably have to look into that a little bit more just to see where I stood on that situation. You know, for me, it's kind of a tough question. For one, I was just kind of not prepared for that question, but like I said, I'd just have to look into that a little bit more.
Thank you. Cheryl?
The first part of the question, as far as the ambulance goes, I do support the 24/7. I think we've done a good job of getting where it's at right now. Yes, we had problems, but we've worked it out. It helped with the police department the chief being in charge of it. The police department isn't in charge, it's the chief, just the chief. And I think he's done a good job of where it's at today. And would I support the chief to continue to do that? As of right now, yes. It needs to stay where it's at right now, and we'll look into it, say, you know, maybe 6 months from now or a year from now. But right now, it's going in the right direction, and we need to keep it going that way.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Barb?
Can everybody see that? I'll try and hold this up here. I wasn't expecting props this evening, but the first part of the question, would I like to retain the 24/7 ambulance service? Of course, who wouldn't? It's a fantastic service that we're able to offer to our residents. We have quick response times. I feel like we get a little more personalized service with our own ambulance department than we would with a third-party vendor. Now, with that said, obviously, no one knows what the future holds down the road as far as the state and their budget woes and where they are fiscally and how that is going to affect us fiscally. So while I do support it, if it becomes necessary down the road in the next year or two that we need to discontinue that to remain fiscally solvent and in the black, then, you know, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. As far as under Chief Sutton's rule, right now, obviously I came into a situation along with Trustee Fuller in December of 2011 where we were having some issues with the fire v ambulance department, and you know, was baptized with that situation. And right now, Chief Sutton has done a lot to get the ambulance department back to where it is. I don't want to say that we were headed down the road to going the route of Squad 33 up in Chillicothe, but he definitely has turned around the department as a whole. And you know, if it isn't broke, don't fix it. Maybe in 6 months to a year, after Chief Walters has really made the fire department his own, and I know he's done a great job doing that so far, then we can review that. But for right now, I really think that it needs to stay under Chief Sutton's rule.
Hello, everyone. I'm Matt Fuller. I'm currently a trustee, and I've been so with Bart Cumming for about the past 15 months. And during that time, I've actually been the trustee sort of charged with overseeing the ambulance department. So this question is very near to my heart, actually. I think there's no debate that the Peoria Heights Ambulance Service is by far the best ambulance service that we can have. It's better than AMT, response time, quality of care. And a lot of residents have called and told us that, hey, they like seeing a familiar face when they're having an emergency. So I think that we should continue the ambulance department for as long as possible. Obviously, as Trustee Cumming mentioned, there's always the issue with payments, states. We want to continue to make the village viable. But I think that that's the type of question that will be addressed maybe in increments. So maybe we reassess the ambulance department every 6 months, every 9 months, or something like that. I think it's a little bit too presumptive to actually make that decision right now. As it is, I'm 100% supporting Peoria Heights having its own ambulance department. Ambulance department. And with the question in regards to Chief Sutton, I think he's done a fantastic job serving as the ambulance administrator. The ambulance department was going through a very difficult time, and he stepped in, and he's done a fantastic job. I think if you go down the line and ask the folks that work on the ambulance department, they'll tell you that they much prefer having Chief Sutton there, and I think we should continue with that. I do agree with Trustee Carter, though, that is another thing that perhaps could be reassessed, maybe in a 6-month or 9-month increment, at which time maybe we could look at that and potentially have the ambulance move back to the fire department. But again, we'll kind of see as that goes down the road. Thanks.
Hi, my name is Andrea Pendleton, and as far as the first part of the question, do I support the 24/7 ambulance service? As it is now, yes, I do, and I would continue to support it as long as it is physically responsible. I think that we have to be careful that we don't want to get the village in debt because of the ambulance service. And on the second part of the question, not being a trustee right currently, I would have to say that I would go with Chief Sutton being in charge of it, because he did, at a time that it was in need of some great supervision, he brought about that supervision and got it back on the right trail. And so at this time, I would say I would support Chief Sutton.
Thank you. For question 2, we'll start with Cheryl to answer first. We'll come on down the line and then finish with Meredith. And the question is, what will you do to further business growth and development for the village of Peoria Heights?
Thank you. To further grow, we were trying to look into businesses that along the, like say 150 War Memorial by Leonardo's. That'd be a good spot. Down on Galena Road, trying to get businesses there. I'm not going to stand up here and, say, yeah, I'm going to get this business in here. Right now, it's rough for everybody to get a business going. We're going to do whatever we can to support a business to come to the Heights. I think our street prospect with the restaurant venues are going very well right now, and we're lucky to have them. They truly support the village that's going on right now. So any business that would come on, I support it anywhere. I mean, we'll work with them trying to get any empty land that's out there. We are out there, I don't want to say soliciting, but trying to get like maybe a different restaurant coming in to go somewhere else. But I support it. I'm not sure how else you want me to answer that, but because it's kind of hard with the economics going on right now, and businesses just are not starting up right now. They wanted to see what happened with the election, the president election, and now that that's going on, I honestly feel that people are kind of holding out for 2014 when the health care, because the businesses are going to have to pay more for that too. So they're kind of holding out on that. So any business that wants to come to the Heights, we support it. Thank you.
Thank you. Bart?
Cheryl's right about the economy, and it's a tough landscape right now, which is why we need to be doing everything we can to aggressively market the village to bring in new business. We need to let businesses know that we appreciate it, and we're going to do everything that we can to help make them successful. Every time I'm out speaking with shop owners not in the Heights, talk to them and almost to a person say, you know what, we would love to be in the Heights. We love what you guys have going on up there, and we would love to be part of your downtown area. So why aren't we getting them? I think we need to team with the chamber and aggressively market the village. We need to send out a lot of requests for proposals. Take another look at the TIF district. I know right now we currently have some developers looking at it to let us know if they feel it would ever be anything but an industrial building. I also believe that we need to start the building off of Cyberling behind the Apache Junction, maybe extend that road out and get some new housing and some new commercial space in there. But what we need to do to remain viable and keep the village in the black is to increase our sales tax revenue, not by raising tax rates, but by getting new businesses in here. And the best way we can do that is to attend all the local economic development meetings, press the flesh, meet some people, meet some developers, get them in here to get eyes on what we've got going on in the space that we have available in the village. Thank you.
I have to start by saying I was a little nervous with my first question, and so I forgot to thank our hosts. So I want to thank the Chamber of Commerce and WCBU for hosting this tonight. It's a great event. So in terms of attracting businesses, obviously we all know Peoria Heights is geographically landlocked. Obviously we can't attract a lot of big developments, but I think there are some really tangible things that we can do to not only attract new businesses, but maintains one we have and sort of promote them. And I think one of the things we do is every year we make a donation to the Chamber of Commerce. And like any of you that watch local TV around here, I'm sure you've seen our TV spots for the Heights, for the Chamber. I think they do a fantastic job. And I think we should continue to promote the Chamber and the good work they do, and also be open and accessible for businesses. I know there have been a couple businesses that have thought about moving here into some different spaces, and I think the main thing we can do is just be open with them, make ourselves very accessible, to hear their needs, address their concerns, and see what we can do to bring them in here. We obviously don't have any silver bullets to bring businesses in here, but we can kind of work some things to get them, and I know I'm really looking forward to be able to do that in the next 4 years. We've had a couple opportunities, and I hope that we'll have few more in the coming years. As people have mentioned, as folks have mentioned up here, I mean, the Heights is sort of a gem when it comes to local, independent, unique stores. I mean, I think you'd have to travel quite a distance from Peoria Heights to see a place with a similar set of restaurants and stores and things like that. And so I think actually our priority is maintaining that and cultivating that and trying to grow that. So thanks.
Well, I have always supported economic development in Peoria Heights. I think we need to look a little. Oh, thank you. I think we need to broaden our scope a little bit. It's not just the downtown area. We need to look at War Memorial Drive. We need to look down below the hill and see if we can't get some businesses that would be interested in locating here. We do have a lot of empty spaces, and especially where the old Pabst Cohen's warehouse is. I know that's in the TIF district, but surely we can do something to entice some business to come here. We have plenty of parking back there. The parking is a problem in Peoria Heights, and the village recently bought a parking lot behind Carlson's Jewelers, and I think that's helped a lot. A lot of the merchants have to park there to leave parking open for the customers. But I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get better economic development in the Heights, and that's all.
You know, so far everybody's hit it right on the head. You know, economic development, it's a big part for me too. You know, we have plenty of restaurants here in the Heights, and they're very nice restaurants. And we'd like to maintain what we have, but we also need to reach out to some of these businesses and just ask them, what's it going to take for you to come to the Heights? Take a look, see what we have. You know, the specialty stores, the clothing stores, you know, stuff like that. If we can get them shop owners, store owners in here and you know, then we can work on the families and the new homeowners, getting them in. That way they can come here, either down below the hill, wherever, here in the Heights, and spend their money. You know, but we have to be able to reach out to them, sit down with them and talk and say, hey, what's it going to take for you to come in here? You know, then we can deal with them then. So yeah, it's a big part, economic development. I mean, because we have to look and see what the Heights, what do you want the Heights to look like in 5-10 years from now? And I'd like to see some of these shops where, you know, I can bring my family down and just, you know, spend the afternoon, even though, you know, I live just a few blocks away, just like everybody else, but it'd be nice just to come down here, spend an afternoon, you know, bring my family out of town and spend the day here in the Heights, let them see what we have to offer. Thank you.
Bart, we'll start with you. What do you have in the way of ideas for encouraging younger professionals to get them into the Heights, moving into the Heights to live and do business?
Now, when we say younger professionals moving into the Heights and doing business, are we talking commercial sector or residential or just in general?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, obviously, we have a wide demographic of housing available in the Heights. We're primarily a community of best homes, 2-bedroom, 1-bath bungalows, and run the gamut, everything in between, up to the houses on Grandview Drive and Prospect Road. Right now, what we can do to increase our census, obviously I think a big step would be completing phase 2 of Heritage Square with potentially some apartments, upscale apartments, or also maybe even a boutique hotel to encourage people that want to come and spend time in the Heights to also stay in the Heights. I think we could take great advantage of that. Housing, you know, that's a tough call. I mean, the housing market is incredibly tough right now. You know, other than continuing to maintain the services that we offer and our downtown sector with our restaurants and entertainment, continue to improve upon that and keep things fresh. Because I really think that for young, upwardly mobile professionals and also maybe retirees who are looking to downsize, I think the Heights is a perfect place to live because we've got everything they need within walking distance, all the restaurants that they love to frequent, the bars, the shopping, the boutique shopping that we have available. So I think we have everything in place to attract young professionals. I think we have a great school district, and that's one of the pluses that we have to attract people to the Heights area as well. You know, but other than that, you know, I really, besides for potentially building new houses in the future, if we can get some expansion going, you know, I mean, that's really all I can come up with for that is just to maintain what we've got, keep improving it, and once again, market the heck out of the Heights that this is a fantastic place to live and to shop and eat and to do business. Thank you.
Well, I forgot my name tag, but I think by now we're old friends. So, you know, I think in terms of getting more younger couples or young people, upwardly mobile folks, you know, I think we're doing all right, especially when you compare us to other similarly situated communities around the area. I don't think that there's that big a deficit, although I could be wrong. But in terms of how we attract them, I think it's how we attract everybody else. I think those type of people are interested in safe communities. They're interested in good schools. They're interested in good public services. I mean, I don't know, they want their streets to be plowed, right? And when it snows, and they want to be safe when they're walking their dogs at night. I mean, I think that we do the same thing that we do for everybody else, and it'll catch on. I'm not too concerned about a specific targeted approach for a younger demographic, because I think that that'll kind of solve itself. Obviously, we've been doing a great job in offering services and maintaining a low tax rate, a low sales tax rate. But yeah, I guess I would just approach it from a more holistic you know, a bigger picture of doing everything, good schools, safe community, and thriving business district, and young people will eventually catch on. So, thanks.
I guess the main thing that I would say is that I think the village needs to clean up the village. If we want people to move here, we have to make the housing desirable. And if you go around the Heights, you're going to see a lot of homes and a lot of properties that are not maintained properly. We have a code enforcement officer, and I think if we want to keep the village a good place to live and bring our children up and do business here, we need to clean up the neighborhoods. And I'm not against saying that we have a cleanup day. I mean, we have very good garbage disposal people, and they'll take anything people can lift, and they're very good. But people are moving in and out of the Heights all the time, and they don't realize this. So if we have a cleanup week, we say, you know, put everything out to the curb, clean up the Heights. When the ordinance officer gives a violation notice, go back and give them 5 days to clean it up, and if they don't do it, then we need to, in a timely manner, take care of it. Now, I know the township has taken this, we work with Rebuilding Together, and we're on our 11th house this year to rehabilitate a house, take it and do whatever we can to bring it up to code and to make it look nice, the yard and that. And then we have another grant that we have that's available through the Community Action Center that we can rehabilitate up to 6 homes. And I'd like to see the village get involved with this a little bit, and the village take a stronger stand on cleaning up the neighborhoods.
You know, I agree with what Andrea said. You know, I've driven around here in the Heights, and it's not just in the Heights, but I have seen a lot of homes here in the Heights that are just falling apart. I mean, they're very unattractive. You know, we do have a lot of rental houses here, and what I would like to see is if some family comes in and they buy a house like that needs refurbished, you know, maybe offer them some kind of an incentive to